ask BlueLink to remote start my Tucson. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can use your Hyundai Blue Link app and link it with your Google Assistant or Google Home so that you can do things like lock your vehicle doors or remote start your vehicle and set a climate temperature inside, all by just using your voice. Up next. Hey everyone, my name is Jeff, and on this channel I do all sorts of different types of tech reviews, tips, tutorials, and more. But today we're going to be taking a look at getting you linked up with your BlueLink app for your Hyundai and using Google Assistant or your Google Home. So I am located in the United States. If you are watching this video and you are not in the United States, I can't guarantee you that everything I'm showing you in this video is going to work where you're located. You may need to check online on Hyundai's website to find further instructions. And I'm also going to be leaving timestamps down in the video description below so you can jump around to whatever information you need the most. But now let's jump into the process. So first off, let's talk about what requirements you're going to need to make this work. On Google Assistant's website, it does say that you're going to need a Hyundai vehicle that is a 2015 or newer, and not all of those models are going to necessarily work. You can jump on their website to see, you can actually look up your model and year of car to see if it's going to work with the Google Assistant system, and I'll leave a link down in the video description below so you can check out that website. So from there, you're going to need either an iPhone or an Android device, and if it's an iPhone, it needs to be running OS 10.0 and above, and if it's an Android, it needs to be running operating system 6.0 and above. And this is also going to be something that you can control using an Apple Watch or using some sort of a smartwatch that runs Google's Wear OS. If it's an Apple Watch, it needs to be running OS 2.0 and above, and Wear OS needs to be OS 6.0 and above. So let's talk about installing and the setup of the BlueLink app. So for reference, I'm going to be setting up the BlueLink app on my Google Pixel 3 phone, and as of the recording of this video, Hyundai says that BlueLink is free on their website for the first 3 years with a new Hyundai vehicle. If you're buying maybe a used Hyundai, a lot of times they'll give you a 3-month free trial like we had gotten, and then after that runs out, BlueLink has a cost to it, and BlueLink has 3 different packages. They have their connected care package, their remote package, and their guidance package, and each one of those packages is priced at $99 per year. And again, that's the pricing as of the time of the recording of this video. So you will need to register your vehicle with Hyundai, and you can do that by going to myhyundai.com to register it, and I will leave a link down in the video description if you want to click over there. And then on that registration screen, you're going to provide basic information about you and your vehicle. You'll also need your VIN number, and that'll automatically be populated into BlueLink's enrollment and preferences screens. So from that point, once you are registered, you'll be able to download the BlueLink app to your mobile device. So in either the Google Play Store or on the Apple Apps Store, you can do a search for My Hyundai with BlueLink and go ahead and download that onto the device that you want. Once you have that downloaded, go ahead and open it. And if this is your first time using the app, you will need to create some sort of an account. You'll need to create a username and a password. And if you've already done that and you've already got your account established, you can simply log in. So next, in order to get this to work, you are going to need to have Google Assistant installed. Some devices, if you've got like my Google Pixel phone, already have Google Assistant installed. But if you have an Apple device, or if you've got another device that doesn't have Google Assistant, you are going to want to go to the Google Play Store and go ahead and search for Google Assistant and go ahead and download and install that app. And then if you've already got that app installed, you are already set to go. And real quick, in all the videos that are featured on this channel, we hide Tinker. Tinker's our little hidden robot that looks just like this guy on my shirt. And he's going to briefly pop up somewhere during this video. If you happen to spot him, be the first person to let me know when you spotted him by taking note of the timestamp or the amount of time into this video that you spotted him popping up. If you're the first person to leave that timestamp down in the comments, along with your best comment, we'll put your name on our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page, as well as give you a shout out in one of our future videos. So next we're going to talk about connecting BlueLink to your Google Assistant. And the easiest advice I can give you is just to get onto Google by using maybe a Google Chrome browser, or you can use Safari if you're on an Apple device, and go to google.com, and then in Google search bar, go ahead and search for BlueLink Google Assistant. And that's going to bring up this first link here, using BlueLink with Google Home, and you can go ahead and click on that link, and this is going to give you more information here about using Google and BlueLink together. But you want to get to this link down here that says to learn more and get started with the Hyundai Blue Link agent, visit the Google Assistant BlueLink agent page. And from this point you're going to want to click on that, and it's going to ask you if you want to open it using Chrome or Google. I'm going to open it using Google. So we're gonna go ahead into my Google app that I've got, and here it's gonna give me the option where it says BlueLink, and it'll say if I want to link or unlink it. Now right now I currently have it linked. I just unlinked it, but essentially if you get to this page, you're gonna see this right here. You are gonna want to go ahead and link it up to your Google account. So from this point it is going to then link it. You're gonna have to accept the terms and then continue. It's gonna ask for your BlueLink username and password, so go ahead and put that in. And once you enter in that information, that is going to link up your BlueLink account with your Google Assistant account. So let's test out some voice commands using my Google Home, and for purposes here so I don't set off all of your devices, I'm going to be muting part of my command. Hey Google, ask BlueLink to remote start my Tucson.
To remote start your Tucson, please say your BlueLink PIN. A request to remote start has been sent.
Hey Google, ask BlueLink to remote stop my Tucson.
To remote stop your Tucson, please say your BlueLink PIN. I heard an invalid PIN. Please say your BlueLink PIN. Again, a request to remote stop has been sent.
Google, ask BlueLink to lock my Tucson.
To remote lock your Tucson, please say your BlueLink PIN. A request to remote lock has been sent.
Hey, ask BlueLink to unlock my Tucson.
To remote unlock your Tucson, please say your BlueLink PIN. A request to remote unlock has been sent.
So if you're planning some sort of a trip and you want to send the destination location to your vehicle so that when you get out to it, it's going to have that information loaded or able to load very quickly so that you can just get on your way. That's also something you can do with using your Google Assistant. Hey, ask BlueLink to send the address for Six Flags Great America to my Tucson.
The address I found for the address for Six Flags Great America is at 1 Great America Parkway, Gurnee. Do you wish to send it to your Tucson?
Yes.
A request to send your destination to your vehicle has been sent.
So let's start up my Tucson. And there we have Six Flags Great America place downloaded. So let's go ahead and set it as the destination. It'll say calculating down here at the bottom. And there we go. It has now sent that information to my vehicle. And if you're enjoying this video or if you're getting some value out of this, take a second right now, smash that like button or hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so you'll get notified every time I release new weekly videos. So just for editing purposes, sometimes the responses from Google are not always immediate. There's usually a couple of seconds of delay. Same thing I've noticed that when I go to do things like remote start our Tucson, the first time that I am giving some sort of a command during a time period, so like when I wake up in the morning, I can give that command for it to remote start, but if I'm actually watching the car itself, it can take sometimes up to a minute before it's actually going to remote start. So it's not an instantaneous type of command. I've noticed that after I give a command to my Tucson, if I do another command to like lock doors, that command will happen within typically a couple of seconds. It's usually just giving that first command for the day, where it can take up to a minute before it will actually initiate it on the vehicle itself. So let's talk about using Google Home routines to help automate functions. So you can use Google routines to do multiple commands with just one phrase. So if you're already using Google Home when you wake up, and you give it a phrase, it can do things like tell you the weather, give you the news, and in this case you can add an action where you can have it do things like remote start your car and set it to a certain temperature in the winter by using the command in a routine that you set up. So to do this, you're going to need the Google Home app installed, and if you don't have the Google Home app, you can go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, go ahead and search for Google Home, and then go ahead and open that app. And then from this point, if you don't have an account set up, you're going to need to set one up. If you already have an account, go ahead and log in. That is going to get you to the main screen, which you are seeing here, and you'll see towards the bottom of the screen is going to be this purple icon that says routines, and we're going to click on that, and you can see different routines that are already set up. But in this case, to add on the BlueLink feature, we're going to create a new routine, and you do that by clicking the plus icon that's all the way in the bottom right corner. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that, and then from this point I can enable the routine, and for starters it says choose how this routine is going to start. So I'm going to click on add starter, and you've got choices by voice, at a certain time, sunrise, sunset. For this instance I'm going to do it by voice command, so we're going to click on voice command, and it's going to start this routine when I say a phrase. So I'm going to type one in, and so we're going to call it wake up routine, and I'm going to add starter at that button down at the bottom there. And so now I have the phrase I'm going to say to initiate this routine. I can also add another starter if I want, but in this instance now I'm going to go down to my actions, and it says choose actions for this routine. So I'm going to go ahead and add an action, and you get a whole bunch of different ones that you can do. Let's just do something simple. At the very top it says get info and reminders, so I'm going to click on that, and I am going to have it tell me about the weather, and we'll hit done. And so I can now see that my first action for this routine is I'm going to say this phrase, the wake up routine, and then it's going to tell me about the weather. I'm going to add another action, and under this whole list of different actions I'm going to try adding my own. And if I try adding my own, let me type this in. So I was able to type in the command ask BlueLink to remote start my Tucson and set temperature to 78 degrees. So from this point I can use my finger and I can tap on the two horizontal lines that are by each one of those actions. And if I hold my finger down, I can actually drag these actions in whatever order I want. So I'm going to actually put the BlueLink remote start up top before it tells me the weather. And then from this instance, I'm going to hit save, and that is going to save my routine so that when I say the phrase hey and then that word and then wake up routine, it should perform these actions. So let's test out my routine now using my Google Home. Hey, wake up routine.
To remote start and set climate control of your Tucson to 78 Fahrenheit, please say your BlueLink PIN. A request to remote start and set climate control has been sent.
It's 52 degrees and cloudy. Today, there'll be scattered showers with a forecasted high of 53 and a low of 33.
So let me give you some tips from what I've found using BlueLink linked to the Google devices, and then some of my overall thoughts. So personally, I find having to say my PIN every single time I give some sort of a voice command to the vehicle is really annoying. I get the fact that I'm sure the PIN is there to protect someone else, like maybe one of my kids from just going ahead and like remote starting my vehicle. But I wish there was a setting where you could override that PIN and take the liability onto yourself to just make sure that it's your responsibility. I also think it's kind of funny that you're supposed to have this unique PIN that you're going to give to remote start your car, but yet if you have to yell it through your house, everybody else is now going to know what your PIN is to go ahead and do things like remote start your car. So I don't know how secure this is really making your vehicle by having to do that function. There's a lot of limitations with this capability. I'm hoping here in the future that some software updates come out to fix some of this stuff. The other kind of annoying thing that I've found with using this system is that in order to do things like remote start my Tucson, the doors need to be locked. If they are unlocked, it is not going to let me remote start my vehicle. Now, if I'm using the BlueLink app, it's going to tell me those types of things in the app itself. When you're using voice commands, if I give a voice command to remote start my Tucson, it's going to ask me for my PIN, and then it's going to say request has been sent. But after that, I don't really know if my vehicle has been remote started or not using the Google Home devices, because I'm not getting any audible response saying, you know, vehicle successfully remote started. There's nothing like that. You just get the last verbal command back saying that the request has been sent. You don't know if it was actually successful or not. So if you're trying to do this and you accidentally have your doors unlocked in your vehicle, you may think that your vehicle has been remote started, and if it's a really cold winter day and you're expecting your vehicle to be nice and warm, you're going to get out there and find that it didn't actually remote start because your doors weren't initially locked. Now, things that we've set up with our routines is that when we go to bed at night, as part of a routine, we have it lock our Tucson doors for the night. Now, the next morning, if those doors were locked when we go to give a command or have a routine for the vehicle to remote start, since those doors were automatically locked by using the Google routine setup the night before, that kind of ensures that we're going to have locked doors to fully remote start our vehicle the next morning. The other thing I've noticed, and it says this in the Google Assistant tips for using the voice commands, that when it asks for that PIN, if I'm going to have a PIN of like 1111, if I say that, I would say almost 40 to 50% of the time, for whatever reason, Google doesn't seem to like my PIN, or BlueLink doesn't seem to like my PIN. And it also says that you can say it, instead of saying 1111, you can say 1111. And that seems to work better, as the BlueLink seems to recognize that as being a PIN that's going to work versus just the individual numbers. Again, something that I think, or I hope they would update with some sort of a software update in the future, because it's already annoying enough having to say the PIN every time you want to give this command. And then it's even more frustrating when you're in a hurry trying to do something, and then you have to keep re-saying your PIN over and over and over because for whatever reason it's not recognizing your PIN, even though you know it's the correct PIN number. I think that the system works well. I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I think when you have the whole BlueLink app and all those features, and you're kind of being sold on those capabilities, when you're looking at purchasing a Hyundai, I know that also getting those devices of our Google Home to work with BlueLink was something of interest to us. Having to pay that additional fee for BlueLink and then expecting these capabilities here, I think that, honestly, am I fully impressed? It does do some cool things. Could you expect a lot more from this system? I definitely think so. It would be nice if you could even add in presets to your voice commands. I noticed in the BlueLink app, if you're going to remote start your vehicle, You can actually set up presets and name them something like winter, so that in the winter, if I wanted my vehicle to start up and be at a certain temperature inside, but also turn on things like the window defrosters, it would be nice if I could just give a voice command to Google to not only remote start, but use one of those presets so that everything will be up and running, ready to go. Also having the option of heated seats in the vehicle, maybe to be starting to heat up as well with your remote start. So I'm interested to know, what do you think of the BlueLink system working with Google? Do you think there's room for improvement, or what improvements do you wish they would make? Let me know down in the comments section below. And in addition to this video, I've done all sorts of other car maintenance, do-it-yourself videos, lots of tech tips and reviews, including reviewing smartwatches like the latest Samsung Galaxy Watch, as well as Fitbit devices, which all have Google Assistant on them that allow you to do all these different commands like we're doing right from those mobile devices right on your wrist. You can check out those videos. Those will be popping up at the end of this video, or there'll be some links down in the video description below. My name is Jeff. This is Tinker Ford. As always, I appreciate you watching. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you in the next video.